Good morning. Good morning. I hope I'm audible and visible. Good morning is turning to good afternoon soon.
Good morning, sir.
Oh, good to hear a voice. Okay.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Good morning. Okay.
Good morning, sir.
Very good morning. Okay. So,
Good morning, sir. Ranganathan here.
is the voice okay? Is the voice quality okay? You're able to hear me well?
Yes, sir. Fine,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Fine, sir.
Excellent. Okay. Okay. So this is our first live interaction session, and you must have already gone through the first set of videos that is given to you, and I hope that you are enjoying the course. And I should also thank you for signing in for cybersecurity and privacy course. And journey, and we are starting here. And as my TAs, Ms. Balgopalan and Sanjay Prasanna, they are the TAs for the course, so they have been in touch with you and interacting with you. And some of your questions have already been answered. Some of the questions are related to the platform and examinations and timings and certificates and so on and so forth. This will be this is continually answered by the NPTEL technical team. We are here to respond to your academic queries, which we, to the extent we can, would take this up. Some of you ask questions about career, what do I do after this, and how do I protect myself from cyber attacks, etc. For which there are no clear answers. It is also a lot dependent on who are you, where are you, and what kind of work you do, what kind of exposure you have, etc. So since the context plays an important role, some questions cannot be answered to your full satisfaction, but we will make an is about motivation for the course and what do these terms security, privacy, etc. mean, and why they are important to an individual, to organizations, to society, and to countries. Okay? And some of the information that is given in the slides and in the lecture are actually dated a bit back. So I thought in this first session, I will give you a little more update on what's current, which might also help you. I'm sure. Is someone? Okay. And then I will spend remaining time to respond to the questions that you have asked. Okay, so let's go one by one. So cybersecurity and privacy. To summarize, cybersecurity and privacy, I have created this one slide, which is about a report of NASCOM, which is an industry body for IT services companies in India. So they have done a survey and identified 3 threats, okay, that is as of 2023. Malware, ransomware, and phishing as the highest threats as in 2023. Okay, so based on the information available, based on their research, they have said these are the 3 critical or most important threats that exist. Doesn't mean that other threats don't exist, but it's about threat intelligence based on information. Okay, so although in the introduction I talk about a few threats and how it's happening as of today in our environment, you also get a sense of what are the other threats while doing this course, and you have a invited lecture. One of the sessions will be dealt by practicing threat intelligence expert who would give you more insights about what is current and the techno administrative nuances or aspects of cybersecurity would be dealt from a technical standpoint in that session. Okay, so some of your questions are related to topics that are coming up. Okay, so you have jumped the gun, you have gone forward. So it's better not to fast forward the sessions. You may have to wait a bit to get answers to your questions. Okay. So another phenomenon that which is more recent, which not only is affecting the other countries, but it is also a reality in our country, is the deep fake. Some of you must be very familiar with what is deep fake, and some of you may be new to it, but irrespective of your knowledge about it, one should be prepared, because this is a cyber attack which can operate at the individual level, and if you are not prepared, it can actually lead to losses. Okay. And here is the incident which happened in the state of Kerala in last year, cited in a newspaper. So according to this news, a retired person from, I think, Coal India, received a call from one of his old pals or friends in the organization, and he was asking for money, okay, for some immediate need. And since they were friends, this person decided to give him some money. Okay, and his voice sounded very much like the friend's voice. Okay, but before transferring the money, actually he asked for a video call so that he could be very sure that this is the person. And they had the video call, and in the video call, his friend with the same picture and the same voice appeared. Okay, and that was see and believe. And he transferred the money. And how much money? 40,000 rupees. Okay, and then he found that it was not his friend, but it was a deep fake of his friend. Someone who is a hacker, who is a scammer, actually created a deep fake of his friend. Deep fake here meaning a emulation of the person through video by look as well as by voice. Okay, so two aspects of the person. Okay, both the picture as well as the voice are actually mimicked to deceive someone. Okay, that is known as deep fake. Okay, so it is not just one aspect, but the person will look almost the same. Okay, and that is a cyber attack which is happening today. And there are others, like you must have heard about phishing, phishing, phishing. There is also wishing. Wishing means it is through voice. Okay, so you may be getting a call from someone. Okay, and giving you some blah blah blah, and asking you or transferring the call to somebody else who may be also involved in the scam, and finally make a case for you to transfer some money to them. One common such thread that's happening in wishing is known as the FedEx scam. Is the FedEx scam? Some of you, I'm sure many of you have heard about it. This actually resulted in the loss of 1 lakh rupee by one of our PhD students in the campus. Okay, and it also so somebody was about to transfer money to the scammers from one of my friends. Okay, so finally the bank asked them, asked that person, why are you transferring so much money to an unknown person? Okay, so then my friend started thinking and did not transfer the money. So what I'm saying here is, you may be highly educated, you may be even aware of what is happening. You may be doing PhD, you may be already a PhD, and very rational in your thinking, etc. But beware, the hackers are smarter than us. Okay? A hacker can outsmart your education, your experience, everything. Okay? I'm citing real examples, okay, from the place I'm living in, that people have been trapped and have lost money or were about to lose money. Okay, this is another form of cyber attack. Okay, so why do people get trapped? They are trained to mesmerize you. Okay, so there is something called social engineering, okay, which is working behind this kind of scams, where, as we discussed in the session, um, the the spear phishing is based on social engineering, where the scammer or the hacker actually studies your background and make a very targeted attack. So, for example, when you receive a call calling your name and say addressing you as professor in my case, or addressing you from or giving knowing very well your background and acting as a friend or asking as an investigative officer or whatever. Okay, so you tend to believe because they know how to present information about you in a way that convinces you. Okay, that is by training. Okay, and today there are training schools to train phishing agents. Okay, I will show you some popular media which has actually alerted our society on the phishing industry in our country, operating in our country. Okay. So you must be aware of the loan app scam, which happened in our country, where people get easy money by downloading an app and sharing your personal information, including your contacts. Then you get money, but they do extortion. They actually come after you to get the money back, not just the money back, but many times the money that you actually received. Okay, and if you don't pay them, they know how to get it back because they threaten you. Okay, that's called extortion. Okay, the loss of money, more than the loss of money, it is actually the psychological consequence of extortion that has higher impact on individuals. Okay? And you might know that about 50 people, more than 50 people committed suicide in our country because of the loan app scam and the psychological consequence of the scam. Okay, so it's not a small thing. Irrespective of age, irrespective of professions, irrespective of genders, irrespective of demography, people can actually get trapped in this scam. Okay. So something which I didn't show, but something you can actually watch to make yourself more aware in a more entertaining way. So the trap, which I have shown here, is a BBC documentary about the loan app scam. You can actually watch that. And Jamtara is a Netflix serial. Okay, so there are, I think, 17 serials in 2 seasons, and this is very entertaining. But I would say most part of it is based on real information about the phishing industry that is operating in some parts of our country, where children right from schools are trained to make this kind of calls and get money. Okay, it is a very organized, informal industry. Okay, a parallel industry, I would say, parallel to the IT services industry that is operating. And of course, as usual in any scam, there is a nexus between politics, goons, and the poor people who want some money. Okay, or poor young people who want some money. Okay, so and you will also realize the weaknesses, okay, of the investigative agencies in tracking them down, okay, and to what extent they are able to do it. You get a picture. Okay, I'm not suggesting that all that is presented in this is reliable. I'm not also suggesting that everything is fake. Okay, there is some truth in it, and it may be worth spending some time. Jamtara. Okay, so the other aspect of the cybersecurity, when you look at it from as a phenomenon from a country perspective, okay, you can look at cybersecurity at different levels. Okay, at individual level, at group or organizational level, at government level, and country level. Okay, so cyber attacks are also happening at national level. Okay, and when actually people disclose information which belongs to your country to another country, or another entity, it is known as espionage. Okay, you must be familiar with the WikiLeaks that happened in early part of 2000, and subsequently the Edward Snowden revelations, okay, which disclosed security related, okay, or highly confidential data, okay, which pertains to the military or US defense, which was disclosed openly by the by certain individuals who actually belong to the NSA. Okay? And this was very much revealing to the world because every country is involved in collecting intelligence about the other countries. Okay, and they do it in multiple ways. Okay? So there is no ethics when it comes to war and defense. So we say we have the traditional old saying that in war and love, everything is possible. So keep that in mind at a national level when we look at cyber crimes and cyber security. You won't see any ethics binding countries, okay, including the United States, including China, including North Korea, including Russia, okay, and we won't believe that our country or United States or UK, which have great reputation in front of our minds, would do that. But the truth is that every country is involved because it's about protecting their. It is about national security, as they call it. So there have been different incidents and different pieces of information that has been reported, and you will get more information, as I said, in the session on cybersecurity from a technical point of view. So I don't want to go through each of these items, but I encourage you to read the book, The Great Tech Game by Anirudh Suri. Okay, so Anirudh Suri has done good research on cybersecurity as a national issue and have actually brought a number of facts from different domains onto his book. So that's a good reading for people who want to be aware of technology and the use of technology by countries for their defense and intelligence. Okay, and this is just an example. Okay, so you know the Ukraine-Russia war that is going on, and you also know that Zelensky's deepfake was actually.
Sir, can you repeat the book again, sir? Name of the book you have repeated.
Okay, the slides will be shared with you, so you can actually read that. The Great Tech Game.
Okay.
Just,
thank you, sir.
Go to Amazon and type The Great Tech Game. This is a very popular book today. So Zelensky actually requesting Ukraine to stop the war was created by Russia, and he was deepfaked. Okay, and how do you identify a deepfake? Okay, so as in the case of the poor retired person who lost money, it may be you who become a victim tomorrow by getting a call from your close friend in the same voice, and it could be a video call, but it may look like your friend. Okay, so I don't have all the information here, but they say look at the eyes. Okay, look at the eyes. Okay, and lip movements. Okay, lip syncing is something I think again there is software for it, but eye movement. Sometimes the eye of the deepfake photograph or the video may be just still, it may not be moving. Okay, so just examine the eye whether the eye movement is coherent with the conversation. Okay, and well, that is just a small clue. So here is something from Anirudh Suri's book on National Cyber Power Index, okay, which is an index created by Harvard Belfer Center, who does research on national cyber security. And they actually based on this index, which has two dimensions, capability, so cyber capability, and intent. So intent on the x-axis and capability on the y-axis. For example, some countries may have high capability. Okay, for example, Germany. Okay, so they are fairly high in terms of their cyber capability, but they don't intend to use that capability for war or intelligence, etc. Okay, but there are countries like outliers, the United States and China. You see, they are close to each other. Okay, they have high power, and also they use cyber capability for the purpose of national security extensive. Okay, and that is something we should be aware of. you can also examine where India lies in terms of cyber capability and intent. Okay, so we often think that we are too capable in the cyber world, but we are not. And also, we can, if you ask the question, which country has the highest capability in terms of supercomputing power? Okay, so I read in the newspapers India some months ago, actually before the elections, that our Indian government was going to invest hugely in supercomputers. Okay, it has a particular indication. Okay, and that is very much linked to what is shown here. Okay, so in the future, superpowers will be made or broken based on the strength of their crypto-analytic programs. Okay, so the ability to crack or break codes depends on your supercomputing power. Okay, so the more the supercomputing power you have, the more capability you have in terms of dealing with encryption and related intelligence. Okay, basically you're trying to break into the communication channels of enemy countries or other countries. Okay, so supercomputing power is an important requirement for that. And who have invested the most in that, you can actually look here and see that. So, and here we are. Okay. And so this gives you a picture. Okay, this is not my making, of course, the reference. You can go to this particular site and get more information on this figures. Okay, and of course, it is the book that actually referred to this particular research, wherein I went and got more information. So let me summarize here. The lesson for the first week and second week is that cybersecurity is a current and serious problem. And this is quite visible if you open a newspaper. The pervasive use of digital technologies at different levels of human life, okay? Right from a smartphone and advanced digital communication systems by organizations and governments, all have led to a opportunity for the dark side or the dark world to sort of exploit. So that is the reason why cybersecurity issue is current and huge. And as I already said, cybersecurity is a phenomenon which affects individuals, organizations, society, and government. Okay? And this is very evident as you read newspapers. The only thing is that you have to read newspapers carefully or news carefully and understand who is the victim here. Is it an individual who is the victim? Is it an organization? For example, when it comes to data breach, okay, the primary victim is an organization because it's a database that was breached. Okay, but in turn, individuals whose data was stored could be affected. So that is called the indirect victim. So there are direct victims and indirect victims in all crimes. Okay? And society at large, because what affects you could affect me also. Hackers don't discriminate between you and me. We are not their friends. So therefore, we should also all be prepared as a society. Okay? And government's role is, of course, to take care of the security of its citizens. Okay? And so any national cyber attack, okay, like the attack on the Mumbai power grid, as we will be discussing that in one of the sessions that is coming up, probably by China. All this have huge implications for our critical infrastructure. So critical infrastructure is something that actually can be down and which can affect the normal lives of all the citizens. Okay? So you must be recalling a recent incident where the airlines were affected and to some extent organizations and government functions were affected because Microsoft Windows was down. Okay, with a blue interface. You must have read about it. So that is something, of course, if you read more about it, of course, the actual incident details should be understood carefully. Maybe it may take some more time for us to understand it well. But it was about security software, and as of now, what is reported is that it was actually an error in a security software that led to the incident. It was not an incident, it could be called as a disaster or much beyond it, because normal life of people were affected for long time. Okay, so security breaches or cybersecurity incidents today can have worldwide impact. That is what we see. It's not just local, it's not limited to an individual, it could be worldwide. And so we can see that cybersecurity in an interconnected world, in a world of the internet, makes us very vulnerable. Okay? And there are also privacy issues and data protection issues. This course is also going to deal with information privacy as a separate topic. So one uniqueness of this course is that it doesn't treat cybersecurity and privacy separately, but both are treated together. And you can notice that policies and regulations are evolving for information privacy at national levels. Okay? And that is also related to cybersecurity, because individuals' data is what is captured and stored in databases. Okay? And that has certain value, and hence these topics are related and should be understood together. I think somebody is trying to make a nice blue line on the screen, and you have permissions. That is very interesting. And as I highlighted in the session, technology has triple roles. One is technology can be used to attack. Other is technology can be attacked. Your cyber assets are actually mostly technology. Okay? And technology can also be used to defend. Okay? So the triple role of technology is what you see in this course as a unique angle or perspective. Okay? So with that, I will close my slides, and I'm sure NPTEL team would make this lecture also available to you, and hence you can actually watch the slides along with the session. Okay, before taking questions from you directly, let me actually look at some of the questions that you have already asked. I hope I'm audible and visible and everything is going well.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. There are some questions that you asked. So some of the questions have already been answered online, so I'm not going to look at those questions, and perhaps some questions are yet to be answered. So one of the questions is the materials corresponding to R1 to R24 could be how to access them. I think this is very clearly said in the first instance itself, that the course layout has also given linkages to materials that are used in this course apart from the textbook. Okay, so let me make it very clear to you that textbook of this course is something that you have to buy. Okay, there is no alternative. We cannot supply you textbook. Okay, so that is your responsibility. Of course, if you're serious students, please buy the textbook. It's not very expensive. And second, if so, any other reading that is a part of this course, I have ensured that you can access those materials online. So as part of the course layout, I have given links, hyperlinks to those websites. For example, we will be discussing a case called We Googled You. Okay? So go to the session where We Googled You is used, and you can see near that We Googled You a link, okay, to a Harvard Business School site where they have posted that case for free, and it is freely accessible. Okay? So make an effort to go through the course outline or the course layout, as it is called, session by session, and find out where the readings are available, either in the textbook or in an open domain. Okay? When I posted the course layout, those materials were available in an online link. Okay, it is sometimes possible that the one who posts that link online might take it out also, in which case it may not be available. But as far as your examination is concerned, we generally go by materials from the textbook and from the lectures, and it won't put you in trouble if one link is not available, one or two links become not available. Okay? That is my answer to the question. Okay, and let me go from the questions that you have raised in the chat box first. I wanted to ask how to make a career in cybersecurity. I want to know what are the things I will have to learn after learning this course. Unfortunately, career counseling is not something I can do as part of this course. You know, you are all responsible people and informed people, and you know how to find a career. Okay, and of course, this course will help you in getting more informed and more competence in the field of cybersecurity. Okay, but if you have to become a professional in cybersecurity, you may need a lot more skills and knowledge. Okay, as part of the final session, I will be sharing some information related to this. You may find it useful, but much more is available if you are in LinkedIn and if you actually search for special interest groups who are in this field. Okay, you have to connect and get updated, okay, on this. Okay, and I must again say there is only tips that I can give, but this should not be taken as a sort of career guideline for any individual who is crediting this course. As an undergraduate student, can I take this course? No, you are advised not to take this course because this is a postgraduate level course. Okay. Does not dark side is required to function bright side. It can also be that the bright people are the dark one. Okay. You know, so it's about what they do. It could be bright people who is doing dark things, okay, or bad things, but what they do is dark. Okay? That is the basis for the metaphor dark side. How we aware of those cyber attacks and the ways to protect themselves. Okay, again, I told you in the beginning itself, there is something called context. Okay, where are you? You could be a housewife who is a postgraduate who has taken this course just for information. You have one context. You may be working in government, and you may be dealing with critical information of citizens, and you may be having a higher higher risk. Okay, so we will be studying what is risk later on. So therefore, it depends on your context. And again, towards the end of this course, I will be sharing with you some do's and don'ts when it comes to cybersecurity, and that will be useful to you. Sir, if you receive an email message that claims to come from your bank, if you ask you to click a link for some, may I suggest that when you put questions, you ensure that the question is conveying the meaning that you want to convey, because if you don't write it in proper English, it's difficult to make out what is the meaning. Okay? So nowadays you have tools like Grammarly and ChatGPT or whatever you want to use. Ensure that you write coherent and meaningful sentences when you ask questions. So, for example, I'm difficult to make out what is a question. Now, play the role of an attacker. now the play, and how could you interpret the message described in part and convert it to your purpose while still making both the bank and the consumer think the message is authentic and trustworthy? I really did not understand what you're trying to say. If you want to rephrase this question and, ask it more coherently, we will be able to answer the question. Okay, I think you are giving some context and ask us to respond how we should respond, but give more details, maybe an example, and write it in proper. You do not have to use Shakespeare's English, but whatever you write should be simple and clear. Good afternoon, sir. What is the meaning of vulnerability? Okay, it's already given. As you told that the InfoSec is a part of Cybersec, so it means Cybersec is superset and under which InfoSec lie. Yes, that is correct. It's already explained in the lecture. Can you suggest some books which can help us to learn cybersecurity softwares which used to prevent cyber attacks? Okay. So as we go, I will be giving you a lot of references. Like today, I gave you one reference on the tech game. Okay, so in a similar way, you will be getting extra references as we go, and also refer to extra reference books and research papers which are given in the course outline itself. Okay, probably you have not seen that. You have a lot of references there. Sir, in the diagram of three-circle management of information security shown in one circle, how it is different or equal to the information security as a big picture? It is only suggesting that there are three constituents of information security, and at the center is policy. Okay, so what are the constituencies or what aspects are involved in information security? It is one view. Okay, when an author or a scholar looks at cybersecurity, one thinks it, well, in technology, what are we trying to protect? Well, there is computer security, there is network security, there is something else, and intersection of this will be policy. It is one thinking. Okay, doesn't mean that that is only thinking and that's only picture. Okay, so the authors have put it, and I have presented to you as it is. Okay, it gives you some insight. Sir, I required more clarification of management of information security versus computer and data security, as the process from data is called only information. Again, I think many of you are used to the chat language, and I don't suggest that you use chat language without proper English sentences in your questions. Please write proper sentences. Okay, you are not actually in a conversation. Okay, if it's chat GPT, it's a conversation. So I know what you said before, and therefore I know the context a little better. But these are one-off questions, right? You are just posting a question. So therefore, it has to be very clear and self-explanatory. Okay? Use proper language again, so that you get answers to the questions you ask. Okay. If there is a dimension of data to information where management of information is given importance, why not the other intersection circle of management of network part, then the final diagram contain four circles? I'm not able to make out what you say. Okay? If the person who asked the question is here, you can of course ask me at the end of this interaction. Okay, somebody wants to know what is a scandal. Scandal actually, I think you're asking in the context of the Enron fiasco, etc., where people are involved and they deliberately do certain things to to make money or to manipulate systems. Okay, so it becomes a scandal. Okay, the scandal is a negative word which is linked to individuals or groups who manipulate or circumvent laws or regulations or policies. Okay, and which becomes public. Okay, so that's the general understanding. So the scandal need not be applied to cybersecurity alone. It could be any scandal. Okay? For example, you copy in an examination and it is caught. Okay, and it becomes a scandal. It's a negative information. What is claim? Well, how do I answer this question? Okay? Claim, look at dictionary. What is claim? You haven't given any context. Okay? And I'm not able to make out. Of course, a YouTube link is given. Let me actually, but without giving a link, you also look at the faculty. Okay, so if I have to read through the entire or listen to the entire video and find out where I use the term claim and answer, you know how much time is required. Why don't you ask a full question saying, I listen to you using the sentence so and so. I didn't understand what is claim you're referring to. Okay, if you simply give a reference to a YouTube video and ask me what is claim, sorry, it is difficult to process this. Okay, so please be kind to the instructors and the TAs in asking or giving some more detail in your questions. What is cyber vandalism and zombie network system? I think you will get this question answered in a forthcoming session on cybersecurity technologies. Okay, as I said, this will be done by a expert who is a practitioner in threat intelligence. Okay, so please wait for that. Crisis management, you're going to learn. Okay, so you will be learning about incidents, about disaster, about business continuity plan and crisis. Okay, which are at different levels with respect to the impact. Okay? So this is something that you are going to learn in contingency planning as a session. Okay, so please wait at that time. When fake messages are coming, how to figure it out? Again, there is difficulty in understanding this question, but I think the example I gave is also intended to help you figure out, okay, from the message itself, from the way the message is written, its content, its style, you can always have doubt about the authenticity. When it is phishing, I also asked you to look at the email ID, etc. Some simple principles were given there. But as I said before, I will be having a final session where I will share with you some documents that can help you protect yourself from cybersecurity attacks. Okay, so please wait till that time. What is healthcare sensitive? I mean, what is a big problem in letting people get your medical data? Please properly explain. Okay, I think this is a question you should ask yourself. Okay, I don't know what is your context. Okay, again, sensitivity of a data would differ between individuals. You know, it is also context driven. We say privacy is context driven. Okay? Privacy has a context to it. For example, you know that 30% of India is about agriculture, or even more. It used to be more. Okay, so you go and meet farmers, in our villages. Okay, you ask them about their family. Okay, they will start narratives. They will start talking about themselves. What do they do? How many children they have? Whether they are married or not? What is the age of their elder daughter? And does his son-in-law drink or not? And what kind of diseases he has and not? Okay, everything is open. There is no privacy when it comes to certain individuals. Okay, and there, if you are in that context, okay, you don't have to really listen to what I said at all. Okay, the healthcare data is not sensitive to you because you are living in a different context. Whereas if you are working in an organization, okay, and you have a health problem, which can potentially affect your functioning or your future career plans, okay, then you are really worried whether the data will be known to your boss, okay, will be known to your colleagues. Okay? You have shame, you have anxiety, you have concerns. And therefore, there are regulations like the HIPAA in the United States, and also we have the DPDP Act in India, which protects individuals and their private data. Okay, and let me underline it again. You'll be learning this in the privacy lessons. Privacy is context sensitive. So I think that is what is quite visible in your question, that you are not concerned about your health data. Quite fine, okay, because it doesn't have any impact or consequence. Okay, that's quite fine. But only thing is, don't assume that everyone else is like you. Okay, there are others also. The country is not homogeneous. Okay, it's in India as a country is a heterogeneous population where we have different economics strata, we have different age groups, we have different genders, we have different religions, we have different practices, we have different local cultures. and all that. Okay, and we have to accept and work with that. Okay? So that is the final point I want to make. I think that was the last question from the chat box, and I will not take your chat queries at present. Let me also look at what I have got from the NPTEL team as questions for this particular session and see if I missed out any point, which I address now. Okay. Symmetric key cryptography and asymmetric key cryptography, DES, AES, RSA, how are they works? There is a session on this. Okay, so please wait till that time. I think must be the fourth session, but please wait. We have a session which covers all this. Okay. Probably you want to know all about the course in the first week itself, which is not possible. Sir, I am from BSc Forensic Science background. I want to get this course for jobs cyber field. So how this course will help me? This is related to career, and as I said, I cannot provide you career counseling, but maybe something at the end of the course might be helping you. Okay. And next question is about which topic will be more focused to get best score in NPTEL exam. Okay, all topics. Okay, you know, you also want to get the question paper from me, it seems. So you have to work hard in a lighter sense. Okay, don't look for shortcuts and hacking, etc. To get your final question or final exam done. I also know there are parallel YouTube channels running on answering the assignment questions, etc. But please keep in mind that we have not shared the question paper with any agency, and our question papers are not leaked. And those so-called experts answering the questions, be careful. Which book or material can be referred to this course? Please, please read the course outline, course layout. As the first starting point in doing a course, you have every information there. My question is the exam, which type of questions is asked? For example, multiple choice, long answer questions. It will all be multiple choice questions. Multiple choice means you will be answering the questions online. Okay, so there is no descriptive questions. Okay, so there could be true and false, there could be multiple choice, but that is the way the final question exam is going to be. Cryptography, what will be the pattern of exam? As I said this already. So I want to pursue the research on homomorphic encryption. Can you please provide the best tools and techniques to be used, and also suggest a good proposal for that? I am not an expert in homomorphic encryption, okay, and therefore I cannot provide you any advice. Okay, you should ask experts, and you can also credit courses which are on encryption technologies, okay, which I believe are available in NPTEL, and do such courses and ask course faculty. You may get more useful information, please. Future scope of this course, is it enough to develop as a good student overall? Well, that you have to answer yourself. At the end of this course, if you feel that you have developed yourself and you're ready in your career, please let me know, because this is the feedback I want from you as to how this course prepared you for your future. Why the bank officials are using mobile phones to contact customers. Also, some cyber criminals are using mobile phones to personify as bank officials for KYC. Well, it's a scam that is going on, definitely. And you can say banks and governments and academic institutions, and nobody should use smartphones. So you are going in the other way. Okay, so you say digital technologies should not be used because it leads to cybersecurity problems. Okay, so it is as good as saying, if you drive cars, there could be accidents, and therefore you should stop using cars. Okay, we should always walk, which is safer. So it's up to you to decide. Okay, so it's up to the country to decide and have policies on the use of digital technologies. But let me cite something here. I think it was in 2014, or not very clear about the year, but it is that year. Of course, the current government is very much active in forming new policies for digital technologies. So the government actually wanted to script a new policy for privacy. Okay. Which has now ultimately became the privacy regulation now. But while creating terms of reference for Justice Sri Krishna Commission, who was the first agency who actually drafted a first manuscript of our policy. So they were asked by the government. Okay, they had a mandate to script a privacy protection regulation, but at the same time not hampering the digital economy. So you see, there are two conflicting things here. Okay, digital economy should be there and should progress and should benefit people. At the same time, there should be no privacy violation. Okay, these are at conflict with each other. Okay, government doesn't want that digital economy should perish or should stop to exist. So if you are suggesting that banks should not use particular technology, then you are going back in our history, and you want to be in the beginning of the 1950s or before. Okay, it's up to us to decide. Who knows? Humanity might go back when catastrophes happen, but at the moment, no, there is no going back. Okay, what steps should be taken to secure a job role in cybersecurity after completing an ethical hacking or cybersecurity course? What steps should one take to secure a job role? I don't know what you mean. Is it to get a job or to secure a job? Okay? Both are different. If you have to secure a job, then you should do a course on HR, okay, and how to be a good employee, okay, how to advance your career, etc. It is their domain. Or if it's about getting a job, as I said, career, it's about related to your career guidance. I would suggest that you be active in job related networks like the LinkedIn. I will try to give you something towards the end, as I said already. How to aware from cybercrime? I don't know what is this question, please. I'm not it back. When you write IT, may I suggest that it's an acronym? Please write capital IT. Okay, otherwise it will be read as IT. Okay, you are undergoing education, so please take education seriously. Okay, right. First thing is learn to communicate well. Okay, learn to write something well. Okay, think of the reader in mind when you write something. It is not for your consumption, it is for somebody else's consumption. Okay? So let me make it very clear. If you don't make an attempt at least to write legibly, I will not be taking your questions, because I may mislead you by understanding it differently and answering something differently. Okay? I'm not IT background, I can't complete this course. Okay, no, you may want to withdraw from this course. I do not know what's your concern. Sorry about it. Okay, now let me finally go to your chat box, and then we will open up. Okay, let me come back, and you must have been, I see a lot of questions out there. I will try as much as I can. Okay, going from the beginning. Sorry if I disappointed some of you, because I'm not able to understand your questions. And I hope next time you will write it much better. I know you're all serious. You have credited a course like this means that you are very much updated and you want to do something really good for your career. So develop your written communication skills as well, which is not a bad idea. What is the difference between phishing and spear phishing? And Veera, this is already explained in the lecture. Okay, and let me not repeat what I have said already. Okay, so that is waste of time for others. Okay, so please listen to the week 1 lectures. Okay, it is clearly explained. Spear phishing is specific to a person. Okay, somebody else's answer. Jaimandeep, it is more successful as it is specific to a person. Okay, that is a discussion. Good. Can I get this PPT? Okay, you will be getting this as a lecture as a whole. The one being somebody wants the book name. I said, please go to the course outline available. How to prepare for final exam? By studying. You have to study. And how to study? Please take a separate tutorial on how to study. Because these questions, please be little more thoughtful when you ask questions, okay? Because you are asking this in a public domain and people should not make fun of you when you ask questions. Please provide the textbook. So I'm very disappointed sometimes that you don't read the course outline, don't actually read what is already given to you before asking questions. Okay, so I will not answer questions which are already answered either in the previous lectures or in the course outline. Okay, because that is a waste of time for others who are doing this course. Okay, so let us respect others' time also. Okay, and colleague has a few questions. What steps should one take to secure a job role in cybersecurity? Okay, this is already answered. In your opinion, how valuable are certifications such as, well, about certifications also, that is also about career. I will have a final round, but I would strongly recommend you to get certified. There are different agencies for certification, including Microsoft. To get certified, if you're actually looking for a career in cybersecurity, particularly in a technology role. But this course actually informs you from a management perspective. Okay? Are there other certifications you recommend if someone? So I will deal with it at the end. So my question is, this was the attack on Microsoft, this is the attack. I don't understand what is this. My question is, this was the attack on Microsoft DDoS attack. I didn't get it. Maybe I'm unaware of something. Amir's question, I'm not able to answer you because I'm not getting what you're writing. Maybe you can.
Sir, my question is this: the recent attack on Microsoft was distributed denial of service attack, as well, was it some exploitation of bug only?
Oh, you're talking about the current incident of Microsoft security?
Yes, sir. That
it
current
was an attack on Microsoft. Okay, it was not actually. It is not explained as an attack. It was actually, see, Microsoft engages a security agency. Okay, that agency's update. Okay, so security update had a bug. Okay, and that bug actually led to the collapse, or the systems were down because of the update. Okay? So that is the story. You can read it online. Okay, I'm not fully prepared. Okay.
As your expertise suggested to read newspapers, I read it recently in a newspaper. It was a distributed denial of service. But as I heard the lecture, it was a bug exploitation. So I am a little bit confused, sir. That's why I asked.
I don't think it's a distributed denial of service attack. I don't know which attack you're talking.
The Azure attack, which was in the airlines.
It is not. It is actually Felon. I think. Let me recall these things because give me a moment. I would.
Falcon sensor. It's about Falcon sensor.
Yes.
No, it's a server issue that earlier what Microsoft issue has been alleged. So because of their servers has been down.
I haven't prepared a slide on this, so I had a summary of this, but sorry, I'm not heading it now. Because you talk about an attack, you have to give all the background information. Otherwise, in bits and pieces, it can actually mislead. So give me a few minutes.
Sir, actually, I think there were two attacks. Like one which you have already pointed out was about the CrowdStrike agent not working, and the other one after a few days, actually Microsoft itself had a problem in its DDoS protection mechanism, wherein its own DDoS protection mechanism was failing. So that's how.
Okay. Now I get it. Yeah, the CrowdStrike was not an attack. Okay? At the moment, it is not an attack. Be careful. Okay? It is not termed as a cyber attack. It was actually a bug, okay, in Falcon, which is actually a security system by CrowdStrike. CrowdStrike is the agency which provides cybersecurity for Microsoft systems. Okay, so it is like the guard of an IT infrastructure run by Microsoft. Okay, so this guard shot. It's like Mrs. Gandhi was shot down by her security guards. Okay, the security guard actually created problem for Microsoft. So CrowdStrike is a platform. Okay, it's a company whose platform Falcon was used by Microsoft, where there was some bug in the update, and when Microsoft systems use that update, their systems got stalled or frozen, and that affected services. So we cannot call this was a cyber attack at the moment. Okay, we must be careful. A bug is not an attack, but it is an incident. You can call it as an incident. It is a security issue because it is a cybersecurity provider who software created the problem. But whether there is a hacker or a malicious intent in this is not yet clear. Okay, we have to go by the reports that are available in public domain. There is no case that is written, like the HBS cases we discussed are more reliable because they have collected a lot of authentic information. Now, based on newspaper reports, we can say it was not an attack, but there was an incident, a major incident, and it's a crisis. It could be called a major crisis also because world over there was impact. Now you are also bringing a discussion on the subsequent incident. Okay, so the hackers actually exploited that situation, and that led to certain cyber incidents which were triggered by hackers. I agree. Okay, but I'm not fully informed on that. Okay, so if you're talking about the DDoS attack, I don't have credible information yet. Okay, but these are interrelated. Okay, it followed the major incident that happened, which was actually by the Falcon software update issue. Does that make sense? Hello, Amir, did that satisfy?
Thank you, sir. I was
Okay.
able to
Okay.
get satisfied.
Yeah. I usually don't teach a case based on newspaper information because we do not know the full truth. Till a case is documented by an academy, I just don't teach. These are newses which we can talk about and have our own opinion sometimes. Because it's hard for me to believe that there was a bug in a software update of a reputed cybersecurity agency. It could be true.
That's what, sir, what confuses me as well, sir, because we are believing only what is in public domain. We don't know actually what
it
is.
Could be true. It could also be a PR exercise. That is sort of my speculation. I'm also speculating. But if you analyze that incident now, there could be speculation also. That is a problem. So what was the issue for that blue screen error due to CrowdStrike update? I think that's what we were discussing. All of you are curious about it. Pujan, I think that was your question. Colleague, what key areas should one focus on when preparing for interviews in the cybersecurity industry? You're asking about preparing for an interview for a job which unfortunately is not in the scope of this course. I've been saying this, but of course, you may get some helpful tips as you go, okay, and take the full course. Could you provide any tips or strategies for successfully navigating technical interviews? Sorry, this is not in the scope of this course, how to prepare for an interview. Sir, our college has recommended this course as an elective. I am currently in my 7th semester of Electronics and Communication. As I said in the beginning, if you are a BTech student, I don't recommend this course for you because you need some understanding about management. Okay? Either you must have worked in an organization for some time, or you must have done a post-graduation, or any other postgraduate student. Only then you can appreciate what is being discussed. Okay? You're talking about cybersecurity policy, you're talking about governance. Okay? These words are not actually even going well with you because that's not what you have studied in undergraduation. Okay? So, I do not know if your college has recommended and you're crediting it, it's fine, I cannot stop you. But my recommendation would be not to do it. Nishkarsh, I would like to ask that how much should any firm or company invest in cybersecurity for themselves, like how much percentage? Well, you have a session on risk management, okay? And risk management, when it comes to controls, okay, then it's something that the organization need to decide. So you will see 5 controls which are possible. So during that session, you may get better answer for this question. Okay? Will GRC tools be discussed later in this course? Yeah, it's coming up. Okay, GRC, governance, risk, and compliance is coming up. Sir, is database management is necessary for cybersecurity? Well, DBA or DB as a topic is not necessary, but understanding DB would help you understand what is a data breach and what is database security, etc. But it's not mandatory. UG student genuinely interested to write exam. Okay, I told you about the problem with UG students, but if you have credited this course, please go ahead, but there will be some gaps. And you have to prepare thoroughly well. You may have to do extra reading to understand topics that are covered on governance, policy, etc. in this course. What is the difference between authorization and authentication? It is already answered in the lecture. The UG student, okay, I think the same question repeating, not getting any job offers. I completed cybersecurity and my cybersecurity forensic also. I do not know, Vijay, why you're not getting a job. Of course, you can do this course and increase your competence, but you must also get counseling on appearing for an interview, preparing your CV well, searching for the right job and right fit, etc., which is beyond my scope. Cryptography. Okay, there is a session on cryptography. Kiran. And Namira want to know UG student. Okay, I answered this already. Database management already answered. UG student, what security framework policy do you have in India? Okay, that is hard to answer. Please go to further sessions on GRC frameworks, etc. You will get some understanding. Do we have deliberations on challenges to India's internal security with regard to? Yes, there is a session which will also look at cybersecurity from a country perspective that is coming up, and you will get answer. How much exposure is needed toward the technological aspect of cybersecurity when we are learning for management aspect of it? Well, if you are able to understand the concepts that are being taught, it is fine. Okay, so you have anyway enrolled, so you see it for yourself. Okay, UG student, if you provide hands-on practice, it will be very helpful. Practice of what? Practice of what I do not understand, because cybersecurity for a manager is to understand management topics. So there are assignments and there are also final examinations and case studies. Okay, so case study is from practice. Okay, so that may actually help you solve your problem. Okay, we are not coding anything here. How valuable are certifications? So I will talk about it towards the end. This course syllabus is already given. You didn't go through the course layout, please do. cybersecurity, we can get best job for, okay, job in our India, already answered about frameworks. Messy economics and data analytics, do it add value to my course? Please do the course and see for yourself, okay? Depends on your career aspiration. Security framework encryption, does Aadhaar data center. We have a case based on Aadhaar cybersecurity. Maybe you get some answers. Okay, there is a case study on Aadhaar security. Cyber forensics, well, this course doesn't go in depth into cyber forensics, but you know it is for cybersecurity investigation of digital documents. Okay, so the textbook has some details about it, but if you want to go beyond that, please do a specialized certification on cyber forensics. I know also some universities offer MSc in cyber forensics or forensics as a whole. If that is your interest, okay, get specialized. Okay, so I think I'm done with what I wanted to do as a live interaction today. But if you still have concerns, okay, please you can ask.
Sir, my question is this, sir. In the low intent and capability area, the graph between the intent and the capability, India was lying below. Sir, given the infrastructure we have in IT and expertise we have, where are we still? What are the key areas we are lacking, sir?
Well, that is based on a study done by the Harvard Welfare School. I think they have a particular initiative on this, and it is their research. Okay? And you can study that document. Link to that document is also given. So it is their study, not my study, and they have shown it like that. And if you want to challenge it, of course, you can do a counter study and show to the world that, well, we are having much more capability. But I do not know. Okay, somebody's research is presented as it is. But it could be, see, I saw, as I said, the previous government, of course, the continuation of the same government, but the previous, during the previous regime, the government had initiated purchase of more supercomputers. Okay, that is a signal. Okay, I'm staying. I'm just observing. Okay? But I'm not an expert in this field. I refer to other articles. It's not my study. I don't specialize in the national cybersecurity, okay, as a topic. Yes.
Sir, I'm
Yes.
audible?
Yes, Manshu.
Yeah, sir. As we have seen that in our parliament, we have a bill on the table regarding the Data Protection Act. So, will we discuss in our lecture that what's the need of the hour for a country like India to have a data protection bill on the table, and what are the various issues and lacunas which interrelate and come as a impediment in the path that we see in EU's GDPR and America's framework. So what's the basically difference between them and us?
Yes, 100%. We'll have a session on DPDP or India's regulation. Okay, we will be looking at North America, Europe, and India. Okay, 3 regions and their privacy regulations is something we are going to explore in this course. So you can wait till then. And I will give you in the live interaction during that time, I will give you current updates.
Yeah, okay, thank you, sir.
Welcome. So I think most of the questions have been answered, and if you have more, please feel free to write in the chat platform. My TAs are very vigilant and they will be responding to you. And embedded security, IoT security, AI security, there are so many topics. So, it's not possible to answer all this in one go like this, but there are sessions coming up. For example, IoT as a major challenge to industry, right? Where you use embedded systems, and as you're rightly pointing out, and IoT devices, since they are connected to the internet, okay, so the data can be accessed potentially by hackers, and that can be a challenge. And we have a case study on that. Okay, we have a very interesting case study which involves embedded systems and IoT, so you can wait till that time. It's a great field, of course, that in cybersecurity that is having a very high level of vulnerability, or that makes organizations vulnerable. Okay, so embedded and IoT security. And when it comes to automobiles, okay, so you have driverless cars. What does that mean? Your car gets updated every morning. What does that mean? Your car is connected to the internet, or it's IoT devices again, which brings its own vulnerability. Okay, so there is an unimaginable level of vulnerability, because if traffic and interconnected cars are accessible by hackers, okay, so you can think of potential impact. So, but I think the industry and policymakers are very much aware of that. So efforts are on, as I understand, but we need to wait. We need to read further on to understand more nuances of this area. Balgopal and Sanjay, do you have any other inputs for them, for the participants? Anything that I didn't address? Any concerns?
No, sir, you have addressed all the concerns. So if there is anything, we can answer in the discussion form as well.
Okay, super.
Sir, in the process industries, we come across IIoTs and cyber security also in process industries.
Yeah.
But I don't see actually in some of the industries this cyber security are installed in the operation technology as well as cyber security. How do you comment on that, sir?
Yeah. So you may wait for that particular session to come up, where we have a session on IoT security. Okay. So there is a discussion on that. That will be useful. You will get some background information first. Okay. So, and subsequently we will be able to, you will be able to appreciate this topic.
Thank you, sir.
It's an upcoming session. Yeah.
Practical session will be there.
Yes.
Any practical session will be there, and
What?
learning about the softwares and about the softwares they while for using the cybersecurity.
Yeah. What's your name?
Yuvraj, sir.
Yuvraj. So what do you mean by practical session? Do you mean coding or something?
No, sir. That about the softwares. That means Wireshark and.
Okay. No. Unfortunately, we don't have this. Those kind of sessions or nothing. No such sessions. But we have case studies. So case studies are practical sessions.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Okay, I think we can close it here, and it's time for you to have your lunch. And so, some session coming up in the afternoon. So, thank you very much for being patient, spending your time in interacting with me and my team. And we look forward to the next sessions. Be active learners. Do background readings, course outline reading. I think many people have not done. Get your materials downloaded and use it for reading. Okay, only then you can be updated along with the course. And do listen to lectures before you come, okay, so that you are informed and you won't be repeating the same. And we want to see you doing very well and learning quite a lot of things about cybersecurity as you credit this course. Okay, so have a great week ahead and see you next month. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Sir, how can I get this material? Through mail or else this through chat?
Sir has left already.
Yeah, hi. This is Sanjay, one of the TA for this course. So, have you checked through the course outline actually?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, like sir said, like all the links and whatever the content of the course, like reference material, like books and whatever, like case studies you mentioned, right? It will be clearly mentioned. Like those will be the cases that are like that will be going through. So you can find the every details is actually in the course outline.
Okay, sir. I will check it out.
Yeah, you can also check one of the Q&As. Like we have answered, like someone has asked us the same question. You can even find the link in the Q&A Google groups.
Sir, I have a question. Is the session ends on today?
Sorry, come again?
The session ends on today?
Yeah. The
I
session.
Will it continue?
Sorry, your voice is breaking. Could you repeat it?
Sir, the session is going to end, or will it continue or after the lunch?
I don't think so. This will be the end of the session.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.